Love Dealer. And we got big stacks and big racks after this weekend. How are you? Did you enjoy President's Day? It's weird how it came like right after Valentine's Day and all that information about the massacre and some stuff. So, timing is everything. And it's usually no coinky to somebody. It happened perfectly. All right. Welcome. It's the spirit of the hummingbird. Do you know a hummingbird? Their wings is something about the speed of their wings and how fast it goes. And this is how fast life can go. When you blink in an eye, within a blink of an eye, things can change very much. So I attempted to put this on the edge for some weird reason. Say I want to break it without saying I want to break it. All right, so someone's got a screw loose. Alex pushed over my chair yesterday, something that's rarely done. And I saw this screw. So this lets me know that someone's stability has definitely been uprooted because this chair is hard to push over. And it's causing some screws to loosen, okay? Nuts and bolts and all that stuff. So someone's innards are kind of like spiraling right now. I mentioned that the other day. Yeah, definitely spiraling right now. And there's also a disconnect because I forgot to mention, and this is why you haven't seen lights lately. Alice got to spinning in this chair one day, and I did not disconnect the cord, so the wire was connected. So someone's disconnected. A cord has been cut. It's been cut for quite some time now, but the person didn't let you know. So someone's been going around and pretending that they're still in a relationship, that they're still involved with a team, that they're still working on a job. Someone is pretending that something is still going on, and it's not. It is finished a long time ago, but they reap some type of benefit from not letting everyone know that this thing has come to an end. Only take what resonates. Like I said, there's a screw loose and there was a wire that was cut. So, okay, someone's light was dimmed because that was the wire to make this chair light up. So, someone's been cut off from the light of someone and screws loose. Nuts and bolts, like when I think nuts and bolts, I think like intricate things have fallen apart. And if you don't have a visual on them, you don't know that this person is falling apart. This person puts on a good front because this is presenting well. There's no reason why this screw is not intact. So, and it's not stripped at all. So someone has a screw loose and they don't look like they should. They're very well put together, but someone is definitely off. This is completely disconnected. So someone is definitely disconnected from reality. So yeah, sometimes when a person disconnects from reality, they have a certain need for normalcy. They have a very they have to hold on to the last bit of normalcy that they can muster. So yeah, be careful and be aware. Some people are going through life changes, and when the chair fell over, that's someone's balance, that's foundation, that's a shaky foundation. So someone has been knocked off of kilter, and it's going to take a lot for them to get it back together. Some people grieve differently. I know for certain that people grieve differently. People grieve differently, and they crave for normalcy instead of change. Good morning. They crave for normalcy instead of change. So even though things are falling apart, they may have a need to just try to put everything together and look normal. They might try to push through another work day that isn't there. They might try to, it looks different in everybody. So someone is going to be attempting to carry things on as normal, even though there are things that are changing. Be aware and don't be dismissive. This person is going to need help, they're going to need support, and they're going to need if not help and support, they're going to need resources and a safe space to get all of this done. And I, you might be tempted to stop them, but try to understand that some people don't do good with change. And when normalcy is yanked away, it isn't gradual, it's just yanked away, that can cause temporary psychosis. It could also happen when a person is forced into grieving and they're not yet accepting of a passing away or a major change in life. Grieving can happen whether a person dies or not. It can happen, losing a relationship, losing a family, losing a child, things of that nature. So grieving happens, and that can also prompt a person to push for normalcy when they're not ready to accept change. So maybe that person can benefit from some psychiatric help. Some people do respond well to medicines, and some people need rest. Some people need rest, and they don't need to be poked at. They need rest. Some people get hyper vigilant because people get to jumping in their face and asking them questions, thinking that that helps them. Actually, it's overstimulating, and you don't give a person a person's nervous system a chance to recalibrate. So you could push them possibly into even more danger. You can push them into more mental crisis. So be mindful how you how you handle people that are openly handling grief and change, especially if you know that they're pretty much resistant to it, or they're unable to process and handle it. Okay, so that's what I was prompted to say. And that all came from Screw and the fact that I watched Alex, and he was so scared when it dropped. He like, because he's sensitive, and you got to be careful, and I didn't want to shock him. So that also, like, your response is everything. The way you respond to people can be everything. And even if a person does not say it right then and there, the memory goes into that person. That memory goes into their head, just like lotion goes into the skin. The memory goes into that person, and whether or not they consciously or subconsciously remember, the way you made them feel will come about again. It will regurgitate. That feeling will regurgitate in their actions, in their words, in things that they do. That feeling will come back. So pay attention to the energy you put out. It can come back to you. And manifestation is far and wide. A lot of people were manifesting a lot of things back in 2019, back before COVID, like pre-COVID times, and now we're here. Like, started from the bottom, now we're here. A lot of things got manifested around that time. Excuse me, why? That's crazy how I just said that and something just popped up in my head just now, because I remember my 2019 was so very rough. That was when I lost my father. That's when a lot of things had started happening. And go somewhere where you can be one single place. Okay, and it started happening, right? So that's very significant. 2019, 20 and 19. I don't know if it's a dash in between, but it's a 20 and a 19. I know 2019 was very rough, but something about the dates 20 and 19, or 19 and 20. It's 19 to 20, but something's like 20 and 19. Okay, so let's get the notes done. Wow, I didn't realize I had that many notes. So we're going to get the notes done after I just do this really quick. When I left off in Ephesians, when I left off in Ephesians yesterday. Was it Ephesians or was it Proverbs? Oh gosh, I've been everywhere. Okay, so yeah. It was Proverbs. So what I got from Proverbs when I woke up this morning was I got stuck right? And I know that I was teaching about Valentine's Day, but I did not put the numbers where the numbers needed to go. However, it did happen this morning. It happened. The message happened. So I was stuck in where I was. Yesterday, I read from Proverbs 3. I read from Proverbs 3:11 down through 35. And what I did miss was the fact that the message was right inside of the message. I didn't miss it the first time, but it was all in the reading. But when I came back, these things hit me. Proverbs 13 through 15. Ephesians 13 through 14 tells us, happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the grain thereof than fine gold. Which is telling you that wisdom is far better than riches. Because with wisdom, you can definitely acquire riches. You can make them from scratch. Wisdom therein is valuable both in that and in the accumulation. But if you only have riches, wisdom may not come. So take not for granted the wisdom. The wisdom should always come before the riches, because if you have no wisdom, how will you accumulate and how will you retain? It is one thing to accumulate, but it's another thing to retain. Shout out to anyone that knows about retention. You're the MVP. Okay, so from that, we go on to furthermore. I believe that in this Proverbs from 15 to 21, there's someone that is described. That someone is your union spouse. I am talking to the divine masculine, not the distorted masculine, not the karmic masculine. I am talking to a divine masculine who's not trying to understand to misunderstand. He is definitely understanding. And he is accepting. And he takes heed. And he is going to have the retention of the information stored in his etymology. Once it is stored in him, it has to be in you, not on you. Once it is stored in him, the curses shall break, and he should be able to move forward and pass on the wisdom. Now, if he should fail in his studies, and if he should fail to pass on these things, then this will bring back the things that we once pushed away. So retention is also one of the most powerful things. Why should you get it if you cannot keep it? We've been so very careless in throwing things away. This is why you should not take. This is why you should not get. This is why you should not accumulate things that you are so quick to throw away. Those things are not precious. Those things are expendable. You know what happens when people are accustomed and they're complacent to throwing things away. This is why we have landfills. This is why we have trash. But also remember, there are a lot of people that turn trash into treasure. They've never been given a chance to accumulate these things and hold on. They've not gotten a chance to have retention. So when someone's trash, it becomes treasure and they hold on to it. But then when we get to the point where a person has been taken away from so much that they can no longer let go of the things that are bad for them, and they begin to hoard. And that's when people start to collect bad people, because they're so used to losing all people that there's no difference in losing bad or good people. They just want to hold on to them. So there goes that part of holding on to people just for the sake of holding on. The reason why you can't retain anything good is because you keep retaining the bad things. Retention is great when you know what to hold on to. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away. Yeah, you have to count your blessings. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that part. So from 15, this is the most precious woman you've ever come across. So virtuous. Listen. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things that thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone that retaineth her. The Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth, by understanding hath he established the heavens. By his knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down the dew. It's without explanation. You really don't have to add anything to it. This is her description. Did you notice that it said nothing about looks? It said nothing about her shape. It said nothing about her boobs. It said nothing about her butt. It said nothing about her body. It said everything about her virtues. It said everything about her values. It said everything about her presence and the feelings she will revoke. And these are the reasons why you want to keep her. But because of certain men, this description, because a lot of people, men and women, have never really been in the presence of such a one. And if they have, they didn't know what it was. And they felt it was weird. And they thought it was loaded with trickery and things of that nature because they're so used to everybody else having an angle and being so fake. But it's usually when you lose hold of such a presence that you remember, because you get to comparing the chaos that you find yourself presently in to the peace that you used to kind of have. But you used to disturb it because you didn't trust the peace that you were given. So you started comparing the chaos to the peace, and what happened was someone peeked at your peace and they said, hey, if I can embody a little bit of that peace within my chaos, I can keep this person over here because that's what got them over there. But then you got over there, you got that piece of peace. And then you got tossed into the chaos. And you tried to run back to the peace. But the chaos looked over at the peace and said, hey, he's going back over to the peace. Maybe if I steal a little bit more of the peace and bring it over to the chaos, they'll come back over. And surely has it. The peace felt boring to the individual, and they said, you know what? This peace is just too much. This peace is too loud. This peace requires me to be peaceful. Look at the chaos. They're having fun over there. I seen a piece of peace over there. I'm going to go back over there because it's fun over there. And they've got a lot going on. And it keeps me distracted from the fact that I'm not really peaceful. I'm going to go over there because they don't know that I'm not peaceful. And they go over. And then peace shuts out because peace likes peace. So then you get the piece of peace that's in there. But then the chaos happens again. And in the chaos, you remember that peace is over there and there's no open door. So now that there's no open door, you're really craving peace because it looked like it had peace over there, but it was chaos. But dang, that peace sure do look good over there. Maybe I'll try to create peace in here. Dang, I just got hit in my head by some of the chaos. Dang, that peace look good over there. Maybe I'll make my peace right here. Dang, I just got hit in the head. But y'all invited me over here to the chaos. Why am I getting hit? Oh, that's right. Y'all made it look a little peaceful over here before y'all started up again. But I thought I was going to be peaceful over here in the chaos. I thought I was going to do it both. Peace done shut its door on me. And that's just how peace is. Somebody's been shut out of peace. But it's because they voluntarily went over there. See, you have to retain your own peace. You have to be peaceful in order to stay over there with peace. Because if there was really peace in you, why did you crave for the chaos? Why didn't you leave at the first moment you got hit in your head by chaos? You know, the one that didn't invite you. Because when the one that did invite you, seeing you leaving, they hit you in your head too. I guess because chaos wanted to retain you. Bars. Okay, so back to what I was saying about Proverbs. So 21 actually is really good. It basically gives advice going forward. So when it says, my son, don't just think of the boy. Think of the S-U-N, the son. Usually when a woman or a girl child comes out, a man says, that's my sunshine. That's my little sunshine. So in a way, you are your daddy's son. It's nice to share this with you. So yes, I'm my daddy's son. And it says, my son, let not them depart from thine eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion. Keep your head. Hold your tongue. See, discretion is the reason why a lot of things have faltered, because people don't have discretion. Oh, you might have a little bit of discernment, but it makes no difference if you don't have discretion, if you don't know how to hold water, if you go and you tell tales, if you tell secrets in places where they should be kept secret. When you embezzle information and you take it up in your hands and you gather it up and you carry it over to other places. Espionage, treason, traitorous, treacherous, whatever. You pick a word and a definition. Someone's already picked an action. So like I said, my son, let not them depart from thine eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion. Oh, social media has definitely loosened a lot of your lips, even without you saying. It's called etymology. It's called subconscious memory. Like memory foam, when you get into the flow and the creativity of your heart and your mind and your space, subconsciously and subconsciously, you're going to release these things. These things are going to come out of you. So if you want to be on your P's and Q's, don't do it, P. Because you're going to end up with a Q and A. Okay, so shall they be life unto thy soul and grace to thy neck. So this was the advice on what to do when you have such a woman. You should adorn her like jewelry. This is also something I've always said. When you meet a great partner, you want to wear them like jewelry. You don't want to cloak in their personality. You don't want to be an imposter. You don't want to just be mirroring this person. You wear them as if you are, it is jewelry. What do you do when you wear a great outfit? You protect it, you style it, you wear it right, you keep a certain posture, you don't do things to damage it. You don't. And that's called retention. And this is why I don't care for people who don't care for their things. I don't care how cheap it is. If you can't care for a small thing, you won't care for a big thing. You're too flippant. You don't have retention. And this is why, if you cannot wear your spouse like an expensive garment, that is not your spouse. I didn't pass through my whole life just to continuously wear gabardine and polyester. They're dead fabrics. I prefer cotton and linens and, those things, silks. That's why you should not put on a spouse that you cannot take care of. You should not put on a spouse that you cannot cloak in. Who wants to be with somebody who goes amongst the streets talking about my spouse ain't nobody? He ain't this, she ain't that. Why would you put that on? That's the equivalent of some funky cologne. Or those dog trees that they put around the schools. For some reason, I think it's to irritate women and booth men, because I don't like the smell of those trees, and they leave a very ugly thing when they fall around. It's like, I think they're dogwoods or something like that. It smells like women's monthly excrement. That's what it smells like. I don't like those trees. And I think there's something with that smell. Back to where I was. Because that just took me to a nostalgia. I don't like those trees. And they plant them around the kids. They plant them around a lot of schools. I don't know if you noticed that. And depending on who's smelling it, they're not going to like it. I didn't like it. So I guess that is a clue. I don't like the smell of those trees. But yeah. So it says, then shalt thou walk in thy way safely, and thy foot shall not stumble. So when you put on a spouse, a good spouse, they actually help you to balance out life. They help you to not stumble and falter. And even if you should find yourself in that position, they're there to balance you out. Sort of like a crutch helps you, right? Even though we shouldn't look for our spouse to be a crutch, we should know that our spouse will act as a crutch for us. They are willing to. They shouldn't have to. It shouldn't be pre-planned. A person shouldn't say, hey, that looks like a good crutch to lean on. That is not retention. That is a trap. Okay? That is a trap. You should not be pre-planning to overwhelm or burden someone because, hey, they look good to lean on. Hey, she looks like she'll have my back if I fuck up my life. Hey, sir, why are we having this precursor conversation of you wanting somebody to pick up your pieces? Yeah, so hold up. Should I continue in this? Because I feel like I might have some special, some colorful words. Love is not to wear. Keep to yourself. What? Ninja? When you have a good relationship, it is like unto a cloak to you. You have spiritual protection. You have someone to bear witness with. You have someone to testify to. You have someone to reason with. You have someone to come up with ideas with. So when you have a partner, if that partner does not make you proud from within and without, and if you are not proud of yourself from within and without, how is it possible to dress one another in each other's love? I definitely don't want no ugly love on me. I've had it. It's ugly. You cannot accessorize it. There is no lipstick that goes with it. It's just ugly. So definitely be very mindful of whose love you put on, because that person is a representation of you. Like, I've been seeing a lot of embarrassing relationships out here in these streets. I've been seeing them. Some of us have experienced some of us had some great experiences. I've had both. I've had some great experiences. However, I was not ready to retain them. And that happens in life. So just be ready when the time comes to retain what needs to be there. So, when thou liest down, thou shalt not be afraid. Yea, thou shalt lie down, and thy sleep shall be sweet. See, when you get around this person, you'll be able to sleep. You won't have to keep one eye open. You'll be able to rest. And it's not just about sleep. You'll be able to rest. Your nerves will be fine. Your system will be easy and calm. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Dang, my nose turned red in that little bit of time. My aura looks like greenish, bluish, yellow. So yeah, so that be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. Now see, when you find yourself in a good situation, you also have to understand that there are ups and downs. Let me get my charger. I thought I put it up. I did. Oh yeah. There will be ups and downs. But this is what comes to test you. And this is what I was talking about in earlier episodes about Asmodeus. When you get into a new relationship, one that is of high honor and of good union, and it's going to bring forth good fruit, there is a period, a trial of 3 years that happens. And during this 3 years, the first 3 years of this relationship, there is a spirit. And depending on how many people are shooting for your downfall, that brings up the energy of the spirit. It's called Asmodeus. And this is to attack you. For 3 years, it's going to attack your relationship. It's going to attack your finances. It's going to attack your heart, your soul, everything that you feel about the person you love, because it's testing you to see if you're going to do the fight or flight, if you're going to do the confusion, the kill, steal, and destroy. It's going to see if you're going to do the lie and deception. It's going to see if you're going to sell your wife down the river. It's going to see if you're going to sell your husband down the river. So for 3 years, when you get into a high level relationship, you got to watch out for these siblings. You have to watch out for your in-laws. You have to watch out for your kids. Children will destroy your relationship, especially if they don't come from within the relationship. They will definitely be divisive. You have other people, other family dynamics that will definitely use your kid to infiltrate your peace. So like I said, when you first get into a real high level relationship, there will be everybody. I mean, the cashier at the grocery store is going to try you. The bartenders, the gas station person, clerk is going to try you. Everybody and their mama is going to be trying you to upend your union, because The bad unions, oh, nobody's going to attack the unions that are definitely going to fail. Nobody's going to attack the unions where all the group sex is going to happen. Nobody's going to attack the swingers because they already under attack. Nobody's going to attack the alcoholic couple. Nobody's going to attack the two that you see always going half on that corner around that way. Nobody's going to attack that because it's already doomed. It's already going to bring down future generations. But what is going to be attacked are the unions that are going to bring forth good people, the unions that are going to bring forth good families and a good example, the unions that are going to make you believe in a higher power, the unions that really push past people's new normalcy, the type of situations that has people still attacking Sierra and Russell. Like, what is that? Leave them people alone. The type of situation like Megan and Clay. I'm loving them, and I hope that they make it to the other side of things, because these people are going to be under attack. Nobody's attacking these raggedy relationships like that. That's entertainment. They like third party stuff. They like people getting on and trolling them because it makes them feel powerful. It makes them feel good. You understand? So when you get into a really good relationship, people are going to try to flirt with your people. They're going to offer them things that they would have never offered. And this is why a lot of people be like, back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. It's because when you become accepted in the sight of the Lord, when you become higher to yourself, when you break all the chains of scarcity, lack, when you get confident, when you're able to pay your bills, when you're able to secure your own bag by yourself, and then God forbid you get a partner that's secure in themselves, people are going to be working to push and pull you guys apart. Even if it's your own flesh and blood, it's not them, it is the spirit that is being passed within to destroy your union. Because every good union brings forth generations of abundance. And we don't need that to happen, because we need to feed the bad stuff. If we should ever get, is it Southern California? Yeah. But if we should ever get to the amount of great unions that we need, you will see so much change. Just like the green that's in this dress, it'll be vivid. It'll be vivid change. It would be vivid restoration. It will be. But as long as we got these wild relationships with this third party energy, and we're still in agreement with the world instead of making the world agree with us, this is where we at. And I haven't even gotten to the message because this is deep. I'll have to do tarot later because I gotta talk to my folk. Whew. For the Lord shall be thy confidence and shall keep thy foot from being taken. See, if you should rebuke and resist damaging your union for that time, I promise you, you will be protected. Heaven is right there on earth if you should be able to retain it. A lot of us have tasted the milk and honey. We've saw the milk and honey. We've witnessed the milk and honey. Some of us have been in a position of milk and honey and made 1 or 2 or 3, 5, 6, 7, 100 missteps, thinking that access would always be there. Some folk woke up in the last few days, week, month, year, and realized that access has been denied. See, one thing that never got taken away from us was free will. And this is why I don't understand why man here on this earth keeps trying. If God gives you free will and he's powerful enough to take it away, why do you keep trying to be him and trying to take people free will away? And why do we give it to the wrong people? I think it's a supply and demand thing. I really honestly do. So let's get on with it so I can wrap this up because it's good. It's a good note. I'm going to go forward. All right. So withhold not good from them to whom it is due when it is in the power of thine hand to do it. Oh, I said this to someone the other day. If respect is free, why do you withhold it? A cheap man barters respect. A foolish man barters respect because respect costs nothing. And if respect is free and a man should see fit to barter respect, you cannot respect that man. Because it is the most cheapest and most valuable currency, respect. So if a man play with your respect, don't play with him. And I ain't talking no hee hee ha ha. If respect is free and a person deems to barter your reputation with respect, you throw that person in the trash, man, woman, or animal, or baby. Throw it in the trash. Because how dare you barter respect? And you want it. And you feel entitled to it. Yet you want to barter it. That man is trash in our cities. Anyway. Say not unto thy neighbor, go and come again, and tomorrow I will give, then thou hast it by thee. That's what I was talking about that chaos. That's what I was talking about that peace. Y'all be taking access for granted. You believe that you could do a person wrong 1,000 times and access shall still be granted to you. I think this is the reason why complacency has become comfortable. No. And this is why people have become very strict, is because the complacency of letting a person come and access again after they've already offended has made people quite comfortable, entitled to another chance, another chance. I ain't Biggie, you ain't getting another chance. Shall we move on? Devise not evil against thy neighbor, petty me, seeing he dwelleth securely by thee. Now, hold up. I never plugged up the thing. I just plugged it in the darn phone. Okay, I'm back. So, if your neighbor is minding their business, person to the left of you, to the right of you, if the person is not causing you any wreck, chaos, or anything, or going out of their way to bother you, why do you seek to do evil to them? Why do you seek to cause chaos in their life? Why you want to color outside the lines? Is it because you're lacking something? Or is it because you're entitled to other people's space where you want respect and boundaries for your own? You want to invite, but your space ain't inviting, so I don't want to come over there because I see you operate in chaos. Sometimes the peace with your neighbor cannot be outward. Sometimes you have to stick to yourself, especially when you see that they enjoy chaos. They take part in chaos. Why would I join your karma of your chaos when I could stay to myself? You are not entitled to my company, as I don't feel entitled to yours. Oftentimes, I don't want to partake. It's called discernment. And I have a right not to partake. As long as I am not causing you issues, I should be left to my own devices because I'm leaving you to your own. I believe it is called stalking and harassment when you are so hardcore and entitled to someone's interaction when they do not want to interact with you. Coercion is the thing that happens before grape. So whether or not you got to the actual activity or not, the fact that you've already mentally set yourself up in coercion means that you have a mental capacity to do such. Some grape does not happen. Actually, it happens mentally. Some people have forced themselves into your mind, into your reality, and you did not want them there. Their very existence gives you nausea because they are so hard pinned on being in your life, even though they give you nothing, they do nothing, they do no favors for you, they have not made your load easy or lighter in any way. In fact, the very presence of them is a heavy burden because they are hard pressed to make their presence known, even though you've done nothing to this person. That is a stalker. That is harassment. That is sick. Some people will see a person doing it and think that it's funny and encourage that person. The same people that will think it's funny and encourage that person will also be laughing at them while they're calling from central booking saying, I said they should have left that person alone. Either they'll be laughing while getting your bail money together, or they'll be laughing while saying, ain't nobody paying bail for that. Inappropriate use of social media and cell phones is also at a rise because people feel entitled to harass people who they feel won't put their hands on them. Everybody does not want to go to jail and make a new relationship. Some people like their freedom and their free will. They enjoy that. So that's that part. Strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm. I just went through that. Leave people alone that's leaving you alone. Do that because karma will come. It might not come in the span of time that you want it to. Karma has a way of waiting until you're so comfortable and you're rubbing your toes together and then it happens. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. That's without saying. For the froward is abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. So let's not get too distracted by the word froward. Froward means the person is disconnected from their heart, their mind, and their soul. This person is almost like an empty vessel. A lot of times God can work with this empty vessel, but a lot of times you know what happens. It gets inhabited by other things. And this is why you have to hurry up and find something to fill yourself with, whether it be meditation, Hinduism, prayer, craft, creativity, some type of thing that is righteous, that is good, that does not harm, that actually adds to the world. You know, some people, they disappear off the face of the earth, and they go and they do some kind of environmental project, or they go build tables, or they go build something. And when they come about they give this to the world, and this is their gift to the world, and this is also a gift to the Lord. This is a gift to the Most High, because you used your time wisely. You used your time to push forward. You didn't use your time to dig ditches and snares and traps for everybody else. Understood? So this is why the froward heart is the abomination, but he can use it. He can use it as long as it is to be used. But he can't use anybody that has idle hands and idle minds and goes and picks up just any and everything just for the sake of picking up any and everything. Because what started off as innocent can definitely roll out of control in no given time. So be mindful of the idleness and doing things and not having a care, being careless. Careless is dangerous. Do not be careless. Have some type of intention, or at least the boundaries to your intention, because you can come in agreement with something very easily. And there are some people out here that do not wait for you to actually come into it. They think your lack of response is coming into agreement with what they got going on. So you need to know how to plant your no. Even without saying no, you need to know how to plant your no, because people will put you into agreement with things that you do not know anything about. So have an answer. Have an answer. People be saying sometimes no answer is an answer. Nah, do not assume anything on my behalf. Get my answer, because I got one. Moving right along. We're on 33. Ain't that good? God is so good. 33. That's the 33 vertebrae. And that's also the ascension. Tap on the spine. Tap, 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 tap. Okay. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just. And this is why you got to be careful with who you letting come in and out your house, sleep and sit on your couch, eat off your forks and your... Sometimes... I'm telling you, I know a couple of y'all need to throw them couches away. And it's beyond bed bug. Sometimes your bed bug talk to you and kiss you at night. That's the bed bug you got. But some people do not need to be in your house. Like I said, the curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of just. So if you got a whole bunch of activity going on in your house, a bunch of things that you know shouldn't be happening, amount of fornication, lying, coming together and just gossiping. Oh my gosh, gossiping is one of the biggest things. You think y'all sitting there playing cards, one person asks an innocent question, next thing you know, you're tearing down somebody's character, whether they be at the table or not. This is why you have to keep certain folks out your house. And even if they're not saying the things to you, they might be traveling with your business. They might be telling people what's in your house, what's going on, setting you up, trying to get you robbed, all sorts of things. Telling people what you got, what you don't got, trying to make you look bad, trying to make you look some kind of way that you aren't, all sorts of things. So keep people out your house, and it also means your head. Your mind is also your house too. That is one of your temples. So sometimes you got to keep people out your mouth. That's why discretion is advised. A lot of times you just need to not say things if you don't want to go back in the court of law. And that's for everything. Don't say it out loud unless you want to go back and repeat it in the court of law. And the court of law is spiritual as well. So don't think Father God is not going to be the judge. Okay? In the court of law. Y'all be funny thinking y'all hiding stuff, because when the outside eyes ain't on, the inside eyes is definitely on. Okay, so let's go on back. So 34, surely he scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly. So some people that you feel as though are lowly, they're lowly to you, but you don't know. Beauty is only in the eye of the beholder. So if a person feels as though something is beautiful, you have no right to tell them that it is ugly. Stop letting your girlfriends tell you your man ugly. If you thought he was all that in a bag of chips prior to that chick coming up and giving her unbiased opinion, is something wrong with you. Because why should someone's words change your trajectory if that's not the right thing? Stop letting your homeboys come up and say, "I wouldn't mess with her." Shit, nah. Nine times out of your out of 10, your homeboy tried to holler at her and she didn't like him. 9 times out of 10, he wants to experience her. Even if he don't like her, he wants to experience her and he don't want you to do it. Your homeboy said she was ugly because she was ugly when she said no to him. So she got to be ugly when she say no to you. There's a lot of reasons why your homeboy is going to come up and say something, whether it's good or bad, about your spouse. Sometimes they just don't want you to have her because they don't have nobody. I actually was in a store one day and this guy, he looked like he had a regular job. He had the little headphone thing on. He had the pants with the little weird looking pea thing sticking out. I guess his belt was too small for his pants or the pants were too big. Either way, this was his dress. And he had on a uniform shirt, right? So he's talking on the phone and I guess he's trying to talk close to me. I don't know. This is how weird people try to triangulate you or drag you into their bull crap. So he comes next to me and I'm digging in the freezer because I think Alex wanted an ice cream or something. And I'm moving around because I'm trying not to be in the earshot of his conversation because I hate when men do that. They get on the phone and they start circling around you having a corny ass conversation. So he like, yeah, I just left old girl house. So he in his uniform. In the middle of the day, he like, all right, I just left old girl house. So he's talking about one of his homeboys with one of his other homeboys. And he's saying, yo said he love her. Man, I told him he ain't ready for all that. Yeah, they're shooting off, talking to shit, right? And here's my thing. If you just got out some, why is you even having a conversation about what your man's and them doing that's not even there? And why that other dude, why y'all gossiping about somebody? So it's 3 men having a conversation that one woman don't know about. She don't even know that these 3 men are basically talking about the fate of what's going to happen after an interaction with her. You know how wild that is? It's reality for everybody. Just about. Some people don't pillow talk. Some people really don't like people in their business. Kudos to those people. But yeah, I'm not talking about people who keep other people a secret because they trying to wait until they see if everybody gonna like them. No, not them. Not them sucky people. I'm talking about people who actually respect what happens in their relationships and respect what happens in their bedroom. Yeah. So this guy who probably has a job, I don't know who he having sex with, but the way he talking seemed like he would have sex with anybody or a co-worker or whatever, because he's just so flippant about it. Because whatever he said about the woman, he didn't give the impression when he was talking about it that it was something he do a lot. It seemed like it was a jump off. He said, yeah, I just left old girl house. Like, this is how y'all talk about people. And you wonder why people just look at you and be like, ew. This is how y'all talk about people. He said, I just left old girl house. But yeah, why yo was talking about yo lover? You know what I'm saying? That's what, man, you don't love it. And I'm like, I hope this man didn't think he was going to talk to me at any time in this store. I don't even want to say hi to him. Ew. 2, what you mean he don't love her? How you know? Is you in this dude's heart, artery, mind, soul? How? Did y'all pillow talk about it? Like, how do you feel so comfortable telling some other man or some other woman, oh, they not in love with them? And my problem is, what if dude really was in love with her or felt like he was? A conversation with these 2 people would definitely, especially if he's looking for outside validation, change it. A lot of people was almost married until they talked to their homeboy. A lot of people was almost married until you talk to your homegirl. A lot of people was almost married until they talked to your family, your sibling, your child, your cousin, your the because somebody gave unwarranted advice. Somebody put their mouth on something they had no business putting their mouth on. And then nobody takes into account how covetous people is. Some people don't want your situation. They just don't want you to have it. They don't want to see you happy. They know if you get a good woman, you're going to actually surpass them in every way possible. So, fuck no, I won't see you with a good bitch. Please. If I ever see you with a good bitch, I try to fuck her and then I'll treat her bad because I don't want you to have her. And then I'm going to talk about her because I just need everything about you to be bad. There are some evil ass people like that. They will comb through your life. They have no life. They are evil incarnate. They have no life. They will comb through your life trying to destroy it, not realizing that they're about to kill their own self with their own drama. You could be rotten from the inside from that type of hate. Cancer is the number one thing that happens from that type of hate and bad deeds. Especially if you know better. You will catch diseases and you will get in trouble faster than most. And it will be like freak accidents. And it's your karma. And God forbid you keep trying to pull good people into your karma. They'll go through freak accidents too. And I'm hoping that they look at you like you weird when something happened and say, oh no, I can't be around you. You got bad juju. Stop being around people that you know hate for a living. Some people hate for a living. Hate. They do it in their deeds. They always in a new relationship. They always in somebody's face. They always being phony. They always carrying story. They always got drama. They always know the latest person who about to got killed something. They always in the mix of things. And you wondering why you ain't doing nothing but life is giving you hell. That's because you sharing that person's karma. You're catching the bad juju because you keep being around that person. And that person laughing at you because something in their mind tell them if they wasn't around you, you wouldn't probably be going through the hell. But they going to laugh because they ain't got to go through the hell by themselves. Now when they go to the hospital, both of you go to the hospital with them too because now they got somebody to talk to you about all the bullshit. Now, if you get locked up, they might come bail you out because they know most of the situations that you be in, they kind of caused it. That's that trauma bond. We know we be jacked up because we be passing bad juju back and forth. So I guess we might as well be there for each other. We got to ride or die because I know I'm trying to kill you. The things that come out when I start flowing. Right, so we'll wrap this up with 35. Then we'll get into my messages, and then I'm gone. I'll do tarot a little later on because I got some crab legs that I'm going to put on today because I want some crab legs. I was going to make them yesterday. I thawed them out, but I wanted to lay down. I did eat some peanut butter Captain Crunch, and I mixed it with some Captain Crunch berries, original with the berries. Nostalgia, and I did not mess the roof of my mouth up. So 35, the wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. So, if you have not been promoted yet, promotion is coming for the fools. I didn't say it'd be easy. Plus, you know what? Another thing that did curb my appetite was the fact that I ate one of these yesterday. This is like a protein crisp. It's like at 100 calories. Shout out to Aldi's, one of my favorite marketplaces. I definitely like these little treats. They are not the sweetest, okay? They taste healthy. But the thing is, when you eat them, they do curb your appetite and you're able to hold on a little longer. And fasting is definitely part of the cleanse for my wonderful other people of the 144, my wonderful ones that know what I'm talking about, so that you can definitely get away from diabetic habits. Try to keep protein snacks around and think and drink water before you consume. That can make the difference in your ascension, okay? The cleaner you eat, the faster you meet. You'll be calling in your union spouse by your habits. If you know, you know, your union spouse is on the way. Keep doing the work that you're doing. Keep up your frequency. Keep up on a high frequency. Um, Definitely self-love is the biggest part of it, because if you cannot love yourself, you cannot love someone else. You are not prepared and you have not been exercised. You have to exercise your love muscle, because you have to be prepared for the ups and downs. And you also have to be prepared for the 3-year war that you're going to be fighting with Asmodeus, okay? He's not going to want you in this great union. He's not going to want you to make great kids. He's not going to want you to eat good food. He's not going to want you to travel the world. He's not going to want other people to know that this is, this is possible. He's not going to want other people to know that there's a man and a woman. There's a Ken and a Barbie. There's a real life Ken and a Barbie. Like, God is so good. Exercise your love muscle. We're not talking about having sex. We're talking about retention. We're talking about sexual discipline. We're talking about hygiene, spiritual hygiene here. For the ones who know, you know, get it together. Ascension is happening. The things that you put into your system, your computer system, definitely you do not want to upload any malware into your computer system. Okay? So watch out putting things that will disturb your signals. Okay? Because you're trying to hook up to your Wi-Fi. All right. So that was in the interim. Off on the commercial time. Back to the wildness. Woo! Hat here. I'm ready to change up. I'm about to do a new look. I haven't picked it out yet, but it's coming. I haven't picked it out yet, but it's coming. Definitely it's coming. Okay. Yes. Notes. I like this new notebook I got from the Wounded Warriors. So, I'm my daddy's son. Remember, I told you that tidbit about the sunshine. Usually when little girls are born, the man is always talking about, that is my little sunshine. And it's true. It's true for the most part, until she gets that dark shadow. So we want to make sure we keep our daughters in the sunshine, right? Daddies. That does not mean turn her into a little idiot slave. That means just let her be bright. Let her burn bright. And her brightness will burn off all impurities. Okay. I like that part. A New Balance. A New Balance can be a shoe, but it can also be a balance of life, okay? And then we got Warren, Leslie, Tammy, Cook. And we've got a jar. We don't know if somebody's putting a jar or somebody's trying to put someone in a jar. But the word ajar means open. Somebody's open or somebody's in an open relationship. They got them open like 7-Eleven. That's 24/7. That's a long damn time to be open. You need to close, okay? Nobody's human body should be open 24/7. That's egregious. Okay, 957. I thought that's what I saw on the Heinz bottle, but that's not what it is. 57 is the varieties of Heinz that Heinz products offers. That's what the 57 is about. 57 also turns into 12. So I did need to add the 9. I don't know where the 9 came from. So it was a 57, and it comes out as 12, which backwards is 21, and 21 blackjack. So somebody's dealing with the cards that they've been dealt, or they don't like the cards that they've been dealt. Either way, blackjack. I don't know. Did you win? Playing catch up. So someone's playing catch up. I don't know if they're at the casino or not, but they're playing catch up. So they might be at the cards table, might be playing 21 blackjack. Do you have a gambler? It's in my notes. Okay, so physical and chemical castration is becoming legal again. That is in West Virginia. They are making castration legal again for convicted FSA offenders. But here's the thing. Here's the take on this. Um, this is something that they were already doing in one of the prisons that I used to work in. I used to work in like a max level security place, right? For heinous crime, and they were doing chemical castration at that job. However, it used to make me sit and think on the hallways, like, what if men for a time, if they knew that they didn't have the control that they needed to have, what if they actually went in and got the little procedure to not have babies until they became responsible, and then they had to actually fill out a contract in order to go back in and have babies? Or let's do this. What if men were only allowed to create one family each lifetime? Meaning that they couldn't go around making babies everywhere. Once they make a baby, after they make babies and they're trusted to raise that baby for a period of time, they got to go in and make another contract if they want another baby. Either way, they are the ones more accountable for each baby made. You understand? Or once they make a family, they're not allowed to go to another place and make a family. That's it. No more semen after they make a family. If they can't keep one family together, they should have that privilege revoked. Because having families is like, it's a blessing. It's a privilege. Because families means support by default. It means an extension of the bloodline. It means you'll have someone. It means a lot of things. So I think we should rethink that. Maybe there should just be one family per man, because it is a privilege to have a good family. So maybe if you are stuck with just that one family and you're not going to be given permission, not unless you could prove you did all the things that you needed to do before you're allowed to even think about starting up on another person's womb in another person's house. I think that would help. I think that would help us. Okay, so shout out to the postal workers, the trustworthy ones, because the backstory to that lady with the $40,000 check. Good morning, Fred. Part of the scam includes washing checks that postal workers mysteriously misplaced into the hands of known criminals for kickbacks. Right? Yeah, so there's been an uptick in U.S. postal workers being attacked, assaulted, followed, and some of them are even stopping by the bar and just like letting someone go into the truck that they know and acting very oblivious as to the robbery. Oh my God, someone stole my truck. I went in to use the bathroom. Somebody took a pail of mail. And yeah, that part, right? So that's what's happening with some of the postal workers. So shout out to the ones who are trustworthy, who know how to do their route, who do the best that they can, who are getting the good money and doing the good work, because they get really good money. They get really good benefits. So it was very disheartening to me when I found out. My nose is itching and it's turning red. Okay. Yeah, so all right, the light is changing in here, but I'm still red. I'm like pinky. I'm pinky. Okay, so go back to the kickbacks. Yeah, for the postal workers, yeah, some of them are going through a lot, and I thought that was a very trustworthy job. Still, that's still a job that I would do. I would still like be the mail lady. I just always liked the mail lady. I thought she had awesome legs. She had an opportunity to see everybody and talk to everybody and be outside all day. Like, truly a good job. So anybody who messes that job up, I can't feel sorry for you, because that is like a nice job. That's like the bee's knees. That's like the best job ever. And I don't know why you would mess a job like that up. Like, I'll take it. But yeah, Pregnancy, something about someone's pregnant, and congratulations on that, and someone's birthday, congratulations on that. But microwave, I get, don't stand in front of the microwave if you are pregnant because of the frequencies and things, right? But I'm getting microwave because the pregnancy is like a pregnancy that doesn't go full term, or it's like a really fast pregnancy, or it's like somebody eats a lot of food out of the microwave. If you're pregnant, eating a lot of microwavable food is not going to be good for that baby long term. But yeah, I got partial peeing. So if you're starting to realize that the fluids in your body are leaving you at a weird pace, you might be pregnant. Get a pregnancy test. You're peeing for like way longer than 60 seconds. You're drooling. Yeah, you gotta pee a lot, and it's just like you always gotta pee, and it's only like a 2 drops coming out. You might be pregnant. Go in and test. Even if you're still coming on your menstrual, go on and test. Okay, go on and test. And for those who like flowers, I remember I did talked about those funky trees. If you're planting trees, now is the time. Plant the trees. Plant your rose bush. Um, Something that's already started, like the bulb and the actual branch, like something that's already started. If you have some bushes or some shrubs to plant, now is the time. It's the best time to do it. The ground is perfect. The snow that came, it lasted a bit longer than we wanted it to, and due to the mixture of things, your crops will be beautiful. Trees, try to plant trees that don't go away, like apple trees, things of that nature. We need more fruit trees. I don't know what the restrictions are in your neighborhood or your environment, but we need more trees. We need more. We used to have like fig trees and apple trees and peach trees and things of that nature. People don't plant them as much because people don't aren't homeowners. The reason why that is because people aren't putting in to the world as much as they're taking out. So let's be mindful of that and continue to recycle and do your compost. Do compost. Me myself, sometimes I like grate up the vegetables or cut it up and throw it into the field outside. We got to give back because we're taking a hell of a lot, and I am tired of eating seedless fruit. I like to see the seeds again, honestly. I'd like to see that and have an opportunity to grow my own things. So that, with that being said, oh, and pregnancy is also about seedlings and growing things. Is a mustard seed, the faith of a mustard seed. So even if you're not pregnant, you might be brainstorming, you might be coming upon a new opportunity, and that might be happening. But back to the pregnancy, it may or may not go full term. Just remember to be healthy. God is the only one that determines the time it takes to make anything. Okay, so even if the scientists and it's been tried and true, only He is in control. So just have faith. So I love seafood. That's also a restaurant, but it's also a truth. I love seafood. That's why I want to make some crab legs this morning. Yeah, it's almost 6 o'clock. And I've got a guest in my bed. I remember, no, he came in a while back. He came in. So between October and November, this is hitting hard for me right now. And that's back when I was talking about that 20 and 19. 2019 was a year for a lot of people. It was definitely a bad year for me. I need to go and find out what happened between October, when my dad died, to November, because it was very strange how I rushed back to work. It was very strange, especially when I never got a chance to go to my father's funeral. I went to the wake. Somebody gave me a bottle of something to drink. I drank it, and I ended up crashing my 2013 Lexus into 2 cars. I passed out, something that had never happened like that before. Like, a lot of the weird things started happening to me around the time that my father died, and certain people were around me and then they weren't around me, and then they made a lot of stink around it. So yeah, I got to go back into that time and find out what happened, because I was kept away from a lot of things for a while. And then when I came back out of it, I had this determination to do all this other stuff. So a lot of stuff got skipped when it came. A lot of things didn't make sense when I came out of that situation. But yeah, when my father died, shit hit the fan. I I was already probably already under subtle attacks, but when my father died, they went full ham on me. So I definitely got to go back and get all the players. I know most of them, but I got to get all of the players because that was diabolical. So be mindful of who surrounds you when you have grief and loss. Some people are only around to keep you off balance because they're about to do some nasty, wicked work to you. And I mean it. The closest people to you will do things, especially if they say if they know you're unconscious. People will devise some wicked things, and the grace of God will bring you about to watch it all, and you'll watch them all fall. Anyway, let's wrap this up. There's a part in the story where everybody connects, right? There's a part in the story where everybody connects, and that's for everybody. Um, it's not just the internet that connects us. There are handshakes that connect us. There are last names that connect us. There are marriages that connect us. There are kids, schools, classes. There are doctors. There are so many things that connect us. Like I said, every time you shake a hand or every time you are introduced to somebody, the world gets smaller. The world is noticeably absorbed into one another. There is a connection there. There's another chain made. This is just like spider webs. Very, very gentle, very subtle. You wouldn't notice it, but spider webs are very strong. And spider webs can cause a amount of trouble, and they're also a sign of things. Okay, so be mindful of the pestilence that you find around your home. If you're finding a lot of spiders, there are a lot of connections that you need to know about. There are a lot of unknown connections that you need to know about. Spider webs are specific, and you know how the spider is alerted once they find something in their trap, once they feel the vibration from all the way on the outside in the middle of their trap. It's only a small tremor before they start coming down towards their prey. So be mindful of the position of the spider in your life. TGIF Friday, blue Ford, silver Cadillac. That was what was involved in the mall shooting that happened last night, right? They were by the restaurant TGI Friday. I don't know if TGI Friday has something to do with just that restaurant and food, or that's when it happens when they say thank God it's Friday. So there's a lot of evil being kicked up on the weekends. Okay, that makes sense. That's a lot of roofies and a lot of poisoning happens during the weekends because that's when people keep a lot of foot traffic in and out of their houses and in and out of the clubs and in and out of the bars. So around the weekends, pay attention to the foot traffic. You know, those people that always got to be in the mix of things, always in and out, or always got something to say about people being in the mix of things. Be mindful of somebody being judgy and always saying that they don't take part in it. They don't take part in it. They don't take part in it, but they hang with the people all the time. There's a connection in that. They need the people to take part in it. They don't take part in it because they know the part that they pay people to play in the chaos. That's why they don't take part in it, because they know that they pay people to go into the chaos and use the chaos as a cover. Damn, the messages are coming like hot fire. So there is somebody who looks like they're upright. They look like they don't take part and they seem to always be giving advice. But this person is the culprit. They're using the people that like the chaos as a cover. So the people who seem like they're upright, they are bribing, kicking back, giving gifts, doing favors, like watching kids, putting things in their name, dropping off food, letting you stay over their house, giving gas money. It's something like that. This person, it seemed innocent, but it's not. They're keeping this person close because they're also keeping this person in chaos, and they're giving them bad advice. The person that they're giving a bad advice to does not know that this person is using their chaos to plant them in somebody else's life. Take what resonates. There's somebody who lives a clean life that takes advantage of people who don't, and they send them in to do favors for them, for people who won't. This is how they recruit good people. They get them to absorb. They get them to go in with bad people. And that's how they get them to do their thing. And they stay away from it because they act like they're giving good advice when they're not. These the people that be, well, you might as well get married to them. Oh, you might as well run game. Don't you ever love no cute woman, because a good looking woman is something, and then an easy woman ain't nothing to let go. Yeah, stay away from them people that give you bad advice, that teach you how to treat people bad, that teach you how to use people, that teach you how to be dishonest, that be sneaky, and they do it so subtly. They'll just make you feel like that person is no good, or they'll just make you feel like that person is ugly, or they'll say things and make you think that person is dirty. They'll do anything to destroy their character and make it less appealing to you. Pay attention to the social engineering that happens in your life. All right, so I think that was all of my notes. I think I covered everything. Yeah. I'll do tarot while I'm doing my crab legs later on. We're going to get Alex out to school. Till then, I'll see you later. This has been your neighborhood love dealer, New Nix. And don't come for me, because somebody's spinning you. Bye-bye.